Welcome to this Sea Ranch Life. Today's program features Karen Russell of the Sea Ranch Thespians, our local theater company, which performs in the Nip Stengel Barn, which is also known as the White Barn. Karen has acted in many thespian plays and now is directing the fall performance of Marjorie Prime, an acclaimed Broadway production from 2025. Join me in welcoming Karen Russell. All right. Thanks, Karen, for joining us this morning here on the Sea Ranch Life. Today we've got Karen Russell. Karen is known to many local folks as an actor and director. She's been involved in the Thespians and other productions, all kinds of stuff. Plus, she's just around and about town, so many of you know Karen. Karen, welcome to the program today.
Thanks, George.
Karen, you are currently directing and rehearsing a play called Marjorie Prime. Tell us a little bit, give us the premise of this particular play.
This I searched for a play that would provoke, and I think I found one. I picked it last September, actually, and it's by Jordan Harrison, who is a Pulitzer finalist. He's also the author of the Orange is the New Black series, so that might give you kind of a hint as
Yeah.
to his style. The play itself, Marjorie Prime, follows an 85-year-old woman who is getting to the point in her life where her memory is starting to diminish. She lives with her daughter and son-in-law, and the daughter and son-in-law believe, and this is again set in the future, maybe about 2040, 2043, that it might benefit her to have an AI companion. And she chooses the AI companion to be in the form of her previous husband.
Wow. So she can actually interact with a an AI character that acts like her husband who's no longer alive.
Exactly. And the AI husband character, his memories or his data is fueled by the son-in-law's information, by information from Marjorie Prime, as well as by information from Tess. And so it kind of begs some questions. What 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 makes someone human? And a question maybe for you, George. If someone were to feed you back your memories, who would you want that reporter to be?
Oh, that's a tough question. Yeah, there's some things I don't necessarily want remembered. Hey, a question here. So Marjorie interacts with this AI person, thing, character, whatever we call it. Does she chat with it on the keyboard? Does she speak to it, or how does she interact?
Excellent question. So, in the configuration of this play, the primes, and it's that's what Walter is, come to her in a fully functioning human form. The primes can't touch or carry anything or physically interact, but they present themselves as the full body of the individual that they're modeled after.
So she sees an image of her late husband, but she can talk to it and it can talk back to her.
Exactly.
Wow, okay. Oh, but wait a minute. What's the ex-husband look like? Because he was old when he died, or what?
Well, that's the beauty of these primes. When you get one, you can design at what age they come back as. And so she is having this ex or her husband, previous husband, come back in a 40-year-old manifestation of himself.
Okay, much younger than
Yes,
than
yes.
yeah. Okay, cool. And so everything's great. They get along wonderfully,
They get,
or
yeah,
or
the
not.
husband and the wife, they get along fine. Um, uh-huh. The and this story, while we're talking about AI replicas and families, I want to be very clear. It's not science fiction. It's really a story about agency and aging. It's a story about relationships between couples, between moms and their daughters, adult daughters. It's about family secrets and how remembering those secrets or not remembering those has a tremendous effect on the relationships that come out of that.
Because Walter Prime, this holographic image that I can talk to and it can talk to me, that AI person only knows what's been fed into it. Is that Is that correct? It doesn't. It can't. The machine can't really know who his life, what his life was, or anything. They had to feed in
Exactly. So
the
this,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this Walter Prime is purely an accumulation of what he has been told.
Wow. So that gives whoever's telling him information, that gives them kind of some control over what he can say. Like if Walter did some bad stuff in his life and they didn't say that, then the Walter Prime wouldn't know any of that.
Exactly. And it's also a little bit like the old game of telephone that we probably played as kids, where you whisper something to one person's
Yeah,
ear, it gets to the next, and by that's five people down, it's completely distorted.
right. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
And also
Okay,
the
so I'm
yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
one other thing is the cool thing about with memory, the aspect of one person's remembering. You probably have a sibling or friends where you experience exactly the same things, but to tell it 40 years later, you have absolutely different stories and perspectives.
That's exactly right. I've had the experience, and probably a lot of people, of having remembered something, a story that I thought I'd been told by a member of the family years ago, and then retelling it, I got the story mixed up until only within the last few years, another family member said, "No, that's not how that worked. You didn't remember it correctly, or you misunderstood, or something like that." And so I had to like correct the story in my mind after having had it wrong for years.
Exactly. It's very disorienting. And that's the interesting thing about memory. You know, maybe you've got this much of the picture, then another relative fills in a greater context. And it's just it kind of it's jarring in a way that we've got to almost try to make it fit within how we've developed and how we've used it as a lens.
Right. So here's Marjorie. She's aging, she's becoming forgetful, maybe she's got dementia at some level. Here's Walter Prime, this AI personality that she can interact with. Here's her daughter and her son-in-law. So I guess they just live happily ever after that, from now on, or what happens?
Right. So, of course, we know any good story has conflict. And at the center of this story is a family secret that has caused irreparable damage between the relationships of basically all the individuals within this
Wow.
play. We've got four absolutely phenomenal actors. Lynn Atkins will be playing the role of Marjorie Prime, and she just exudes that character of the frailness and the lack and the diminishing memory of
Right.
Marjorie Prime. We have Kathy Hitt, who's phenomenal as Tess, who is appears a little brittle. She's had trauma in her history, but she's really trying to make things work. And then we have John Carlson playing the son-in-law, and he's kind of the guy that's just trying to make everything the peacemaker in this whole dynamic. And then we have
Uh-oh.
Phil Atkins, who is just perfect as Walter Prime. And so the four of them interacting together really create the just the real drama of this play. And then I do want to give two more shout outs to
Yeah.
Mark Quattrucci, who is doing the set design, and then also our just phenomenal lighting crew of Don Krieger and Bob Mitchell. And this play, we're going to try to, there's going to be some surprises as related to the lighting. I mean, that's definitely
Okay.
be a feature of the play.
Wow, cool. Cool. So this is wonderful. So everybody, you think everyone's going to be happy because Marjorie's got her dead husband come back to life, and the family's like, great, this is all working, except for this secret, which, wait a minute, the three real people, living people, know the secret, but I'm guessing they don't like to talk about it.
Yes.
And Walter Prime, the hologram AI Walter, doesn't know anything about the secret because nobody told him. Is that kind of how that's kind of unfair though, huh?
Well, and this is a question that the actress and I discussed. If in your life, if someone were to tell you back your life story, do you want to hear all of it, or do you want
Yeah.
to hear just the highlight reel?
Yeah. That's really good. I suspect most of us really wouldn't want to broadcast our darker moments in our life, and we'd rather hear about the more positive things, you
That
know?
and we understand all those things, though, the cancer, the breakups, the it's
Yeah,
misfortune at times really make us who we are. And so we've learned lessons from those experiences. So, that's kind of that interesting part of life that, we are the sum total.
yeah. Karen, how's it been directing this program? This sounds like a kind of a challenging play to direct. Plus, you've got some extremely experienced actors
Right.
there. How's it been going? How are you doing with it?
Well, first off, I think it's a dream to be able to work at the White Barn with the Sea Ranch Thespians. Carol Emery is a phenomenal kind of mother hen to all of us in terms of taking care and making sure that things are working and available. And then you're right. I mean, having both Lynn Atkins and Kathy Hitt, who are formidable directors in their own right, but everybody has been so generous and really committed to creating a good play. And that's what I'm so excited about. I know when people hear like, oh, it's about an AI, it's like, oh, I hate AI. And yes, we all hate AI. But on the other hand, it's in our lives inextricably. And I was reading some of the statistics. 1 in 4 teenagers engage or has an AI companion. I mean, these are just really crazy statistics.
Yeah. And even I read an article, I think just a day or two ago in the New York Times about one columnist had a friend, an adult friend, who had some kind of a relationship, at least on a friendship level, with an AI chat bot. And he was worried about his friend getting too far in with this, computer created being there.
Absolutely. There's
Yeah.
a company called EleQ, and the New York Times did an article last February, and
Uh-huh.
it was an AI companion to an 85-year-old woman. And at first, she just eschewed this device. I don't want to have anything to do with it. But
Yeah.
the irony of it is the device charmed her. Every day it would be like, do you want to hear a joke? Do you want to talk today? Do you want to
Uh-huh.
just and eventually it would say things like, do you have you been on Dolly Parton's diet? And she would go, what is it? And then the device would go,
Uh-huh.
go lean, go lean, go lean, go
Right,
lean.
there you go. Oh my God. So the chat bot was entertaining. Kind of a fun person to be around.
Well, that was the thing. It
Yeah.
entertained. It was an
Yeah.
encyclopedia. It was a storage device for her stories. It could repeat back her stories. It could repeat back appointments to her. It's, you know, we're dealing with some very interesting times as we're
Yeah.
continuing to interact with artificial intelligence. So my point of this story is I hope it does provoke thought. I hope that people grab a glass of wine or sparkling water after and sit down with each other and have some good discussions about families, about artificial
Hmm.
intelligence, about our future.
Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic. Karen, tell our viewers here when Marjorie Prime is playing, and if folks don't know, it plays at the White Barn at the Sea Ranch. But what are the dates and times, Karen?
We'll be playing September 17th through the 20th, and that's Thursday through Sunday, as well as the following week, September 24th to the 27th. So we'll have 4 shows. Each of the shows begin at 4 o'clock, and you can go ahead and get your reservations right now you can just go online. If you punch in Sea Ranch Thespians, you'll come up to the website, but the actual URL address is searanchthespians.com.
Yeah, and you can reserve seats for whatever day, and there's no charge, right? Attendance is free.
Admission is free, and it's going to be a great show. We already have some pretty high amount of reservations already made, so I really encourage people to get those reservations now.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid. I think I got to come see the show in case somebody tries this on me. You know what I'm saying? That's fantastic. A quick reminder, too, to viewers, the Sea Ranch Thespians plays and programs are not just for sea ranchers, they're for anyone in the community. Everybody's welcome to come. Occasionally, I've come and seen a show twice if I really liked it. If you can get a reservation, so get your reservations quick.
Uh,
Karen, I'm sorry. Go
Thank you,
ahead.
George. I really appreciate you making that remark that this is a production that we really want all of our community from Elk to Timber Cove to know that they're welcome. Bring your
Yeah,
friends. Yeah, we just hope that you can come and enjoy.
fantastic, Karen. I just wish you the very. I'm sorry. Break a leg. I think I tell that to the actors, but I'm sure there's something that you tell a director. Good luck, and I hope it's fantastic. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, George. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing everyone at the show.